All right, today we're diving into an idea, a really simple but honestly a pretty powerful one. It's something that could totally change the way you think about your goals, about what success even means, and just your everyday life. We're going to talk about how to beat yesterday's you. Now, this whole concept comes from a fantastic book by Tran, and the argument is, well, it's pretty compelling. The book basically says that life isn't about rivalry. It's not about beating other people. It's about becoming the absolute best version of yourself. So let's get into it. So let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you've been taught that life is just one big competition you have to win? I mean, from a super young age, most of us are basically handed this script, right? We're taught this story about how to get ahead, and it always seems to frame life as this giant, never-ending contest.
Yeah, this idea, it essentially turns our whole lives into a kind of scoreboard, and it starts early. The message is always the same, whether in a classroom or out on the sports field. It's this constant state of being measured against everyone else.
I mean, just think about school for a second. Everything we do, it's graded. Then we get ranked against our classmates. And of course, we're constantly being compared. You know the drill. Who's the fastest? Who's the smartest? Who's going to come out on top? See, the whole narrative is incredibly simple. For you to win, someone else has to lose. It's the zero-sum game. But here's where the book poses a really fascinating question. What if that entire idea, the one that causes so much of our stress and anxiety, what if it's just completely wrong?
Okay, and this is where it gets really, really interesting. Because when you look at modern psychology, and even economics, they actually point in a totally different direction. They suggest that the real engine of human progress isn't beating other people, it's self-mastery.
Just think about the difference for a second. With a rivalry mindset, your motivation is kind of fragile, right? It all depends on how you measure up against somebody else. But with a mastery mindset, you're just focused on your own progress, and that makes your motivation way more stable. It actually sustains itself. And the science totally backs this up. Take something called self-determination theory. It shows that we really thrive when three basic needs are met. Autonomy, which is just control over your own path. Competence, that feeling you get when you're getting better at something. And relatedness, connecting with other people. Notice what's not on that list? Yeah, beating someone else.
And it's not just psychology. The economic angle tells a pretty similar story. There's this thing called human capital theory, and it argues that real, long-term success isn't about crushing your competitors. Nope, it's all about building your own value by investing in your skills, your knowledge, your discipline. Your own capability, that's your greatest asset.
So, if the battle isn't against the person sitting next to you, then who is it against? This right here is the absolute core idea of the book. It completely reframes the whole conflict, pulling it away from the outside world and turning it inward. And here it is. This is the big one. Your real opponent is the weaker version of yourself from yesterday. Your only true competition is the person you were 24 hours ago. The goal isn't to be better than anyone else. It's just to be a little bit better than you were. See, the book says our actual opponents aren't other people at all. They're the things inside us that hold us back. Things like procrastination, fear, that lack of discipline, getting distracted, even being too comfortable to grow. Those are the battles that really matter, and you win them through self-development. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually do it? Well, the book lays out a really practical system for winning this internal battle, not just once, but day in and day out.
And the whole system is built on this one incredibly simple but powerful idea, compounding. The goal isn't to have some massive overnight transformation. No way. It's about getting just 1% better every single day. That's it. It's a small, totally achievable goal that over time adds up to absolutely incredible change.
And to get that 1%, the book gives us a simple 4-part framework. Number 1, daily learning. You gotta expand your mind. 2, physical health, because your energy is what fuels your discipline. 3, consistent practice, to actually develop your skills. And finally, number 4, reflection, so you can actually see your progress and adjust if you need to. When you start to adopt this mindset and actually use this system, something really profound starts to happen. Your whole idea of what it even means to win, it starts to shift. And honestly, this is the ultimate takeaway. The most meaningful victory isn't standing on a podium above other people, it's standing stronger than the person you used to be. True success isn't about a medal or a ranking, it's about who you become along the way, building a stronger, more capable, more resilient you.
That is a victory that nobody can ever take away from you. So that leaves us with one last, powerful question to think about. If you made a commitment, not to beating anyone else, but just to beating the you from yesterday, every single day, who would you become? The potential there? Well, it's pretty much limitless.